I'm out here in Peeblesshire, near the village of Stobo. But what I'm looking for is another village, a village which I see on a lot of old maps, and it's called Lower. L-O-U-R. But where is Lower? I can't see it anywhere on any road signs. Well, you see, the problem is Lower does not exist anymore. It's been flattened, destroyed, wiped from memory. Why? Why has this happened? The Lower was part of the Scottish border clearances. In the late 1700s, hundreds of villages and farm towns across the region were emptied, flattened, destroyed in the name of progress, in the name of finance, in the name of industrial scale agriculture. But the most worrying thing is Lower and Peeblesshire are not the only places affected. This is Liddesdale. I'm actually right on the River Liddle here at Kershope Foot, right on the English border. I'm looking at an old map, and I say old, I mean really old, 1692 map of Liddesdale. And on that map there are hundreds of these small farm towns or villages all over Liddesdale. Looks like a very heavily populated area. Now, when you look around Liddesdale, it's a massive industrial scale agriculture. As far as you can see, there are clinically laid out farms, livestock and crop production everywhere. Now most Scottish people will have heard of, or more than that, most Scottish people will have been educated in the Highland clearances. A terrible, terrible episode in Scottish history where rich landowners in the north cleared the clans from their land and villages in the Highlands to make way for sheep farming. People were violently moved from their steadings and crofts into forced immigration or work in the cities, so as the factors and the landowners could make more money from the land through sheep farming. But surely this didn't happen in the borders or the south of Scotland. Well, I'm afraid it did. It did happen. And that's what's happened to all these small villages in Liddesdale. Now, the Lowland clearances were perhaps not quite so quick and violent as the Highland clearances, but more people were affected, and it happened earlier than the Highland clearances, and certainly the overlasting effect has been just as dramatic on the countryside as what it was in the Highlands. Now this is the village of New Castleton, right on the River Liddle. But this is not an ancient village. This village does not even appear on the map from 1692. Because New Castleton here was constructed in 1793, a planned village built by the Duke of Buccleuch. Now you would need to be extremely naive to believe that the Duke built this village out of the goodness of his heart, for no benefit to himself. Because this village was built to house the people who were being evicted from their homes or forcibly financially moved out of their homes in the farm towns and villages around Liddesdale. Now they were brought to Newcastle, and it's not all bad. You know, they were given homes, they were given employment, they were given this lovely, lovely village, but they were moved from their hometowns, their home farm towns, to come here. Where did the original inhabitants of New Castleton come from in 1793? Where were these villages and farm towns? Is there any evidence of them left? And does anybody remember them? One of the most well-known and talked about villages which New Castleton replaced was Old Castleton, or Castleton as it was known in those days. And Castleton was not only famous for the village, but it was famous as the site of Liddle Castle. I've got a feeling this is the castle ramparts over here. Looks pretty impressive from here, let's go. Now, it's not exactly tourist friendly, this site. I mean, there's a lot of barbed wire, and you know, they're really not inviting people to come in here, but you can see why when you get down here, because there's a massive huge cliff that just, you know, comes from nowhere at the edge of this field, so you really don't want to be coming here with kids or mad dogs. This is definitely the site of the castle. Massively impressive rampart still standing there. This castle predated Hermitage Castle. They moved to Hermitage once this was out of commission. Wow, let's go and take a closer look. Wow. Whew. Really didn't expect to be quite as much left as this. Very, very clearly defined ramparts and walls. Amazing. Liddle Castle. And as impressive as the castle site is, it's not the reason why I'm here. The reason I'm here is to find remains of the actual village of Castleton. The place where people were uprooted from, the place that was flattened and forgotten about. According to this map, the village is really just in this area here, to the south of the castle. Rumour has it that somewhere on this site there's the remains of the old market cross from the centre of Castleton village. If I could find that, I'd be laughing. There is actually something standing right in the middle of this field here. Honestly, my heart's beating, my heart is racing. Oh my god, I think this is it. This is it, yeah. It's quite a strange experience, to be honest. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just completely forgotten. Can't think of a better word. Market Square, in the middle of Old Castleton village. Flattened in 1793, never to be commemorated or talked about again. I brought some flowers to lay as a mark of respect. Not for the people, because the people survived and probably had a decent life, but for the place. The history, the culture, the heritage, and everything else that went on here. The thriving wee town. The town that was big enough and important enough to have a market square. And is now a boggy marsh. You know, you can just imagine the hustle and bustle of daily life here. The castle over there, the busy marketplace here, people going about their jobs, their livelihoods, building futures for their kids. And this place that they probably thought was eternal. Yeah, I'm just surmising here because I don't actually know, but I think looking at the scars on the hillsides here, the parallel lines running down at frequent intervals, I think what you're seeing there is remains of the old run rig system, where each cutter, in the Highlands they were known as crofters, down here they were known as cutters. And incidentally, not one single cutter remained in the Scottish borders after the clearances. In the Highlands, at least some crofters did remain. None down here. But I think that's what you're seeing there is the run rig system. Each man had his own bit of land. You know, I really do feel this is quite an emotional and poignant place. Not just for me as a borders man, remembering these forgotten places, but you know, my great granny, her name was Crozier. Crozier was a famous Liddesdale Reeving family name. And you know, I just wonder, how did my great granny end up in Galashiels? Or how did her family end up in Galashiels? Did they live here? Were they booted out their houses here and moved to the big town of Galashiels for the industry? Who knows, I don't know that, but your mind runs away with you in a place like this. So there you go. The Lowland clearances. The forgotten villages of the Scottish borders. But the jury's out. Was it good or was it bad? It certainly brought prosperity to a lot of people in the borders and changed the landscape, some people would say, for the better. But we have to remember these people that were wrenched from their villages, from their upbringing, and moved somewhere they probably didn't want to go.